Hi,
Hello.
friends. Welcome back to Talking Tandemus with Jenna and Curtis,
Yep.
where we talk ourselves into circles for your entertainment.
Then
Um,
sometimes we actually start.
yeah, yeah.
Anyway,
Where I want to start today.
well, you were talking about the last
Besides the fact that
episode.
it took me, oh, I was gonna say, hopefully you can't hear double Curtis on this episode because it took me literally 5 hours to edit the last episode because my microphone was picking up Curtis, but Curtis records separately, so I had to go on like individual sound bites and delete your voice out of it.
I you know, I think I made a mistake naming it today. Well, it doesn't really matter. Um, I think we need to address something.
What?
It's been a month, and we can't
It's
just
been a
rush.
month since it's been a month since we recorded, but it hasn't been a month since we uploaded.
No, and that's why we need to address it because the one that went out today is from a month ago.
Yeah, so we had a lot of episodes in the bucket.
Too many. Too
Too
many.
many. So that now we're back up to speed where we're recording and
No.
releasing almost in the same week.
Semi live, semi up to date.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah,
realized that
I
when I
did notice
was
that too.
listening today, and it was like the week one update. Since then,
Yeah.
it's week
Yeah.
four, five? I don't know. And
I don't
you've
know, I
had to
had to
restart it.
restart. Oh, do we want to get into that?
I suppose so, right?
So, I had to restart 75 hard because I went to visit my younger sister. She moved out, so I went to go visit her. And we ended up going to Top Golf, and I fifth wheeled. And if you don't know anything about fifth wheeling at Top Golf, you cannot do that shit sober. So I ended up having a glass of wine, and I also didn't work out that weekend, so I restarted.
Man, I saw you at Top Golf too. That was a while ago.
Yeah, but then I took some days off because work,
Oh.
and then I was like, okay, I'll restart on Monday. So now I'm 5 days in, 6 days in.
But you didn't tell me that you had to restart till like a week
Well,
after
you
Top
weren't
Golf.
you weren't texting me about your update, so I was like, I don't even know if he's still doing it, but I had a plan on restarting, but I needed to take a break because of work. So then
I
I
mean,
figured,
I didn't really have any like good updates. All of my updates were just, I'm at the gym and I hate it and 7 a.m. sucks.
I almost punched you through the screen the other day. I'm starting to lift again, as I think I've said in a million episodes, and I
Uh-huh.
text was texting Curtis that I didn't want to do my lift because I the part that sucks
Forgot
about
about this
lifting
day.
is being sore, and Curtis said, we're gonna take a 30-second break so I can
Um,
find the exact
I
message
said
so I don't
you
have to
used to be
punch
an
you through your
college athlete.
face.
You don't get sore.
Yeah, and I snapped back because
Listen, I only said that because that's what you
um
told me.
it wasn't it wasn't what was said, it was how it was said.
I said it was
When
a
was
joke.
that?
Was
Oh,
what? Oh,
I said day one of officially starting to lift again. My goal is 4 days a week. And I said, fingers effing crossed, I can move tomorrow. And you said, you were an athlete for how many years? And in all caps, I answered, don't you dare say that. Do you remember how sore you were after lifting?
yeah. Yeah, I do remember.
I almost punched you through the screen. Do you know how my body just doesn't recoup to being an athlete? It's like, oh, no.
I just told you what you told me.
I said it along the lines of, I don't know. I think it was different. I think I forgot in a line. I think it was different.
Sure. Sure it was.
Yeah. But everything else in this is like really easy. Like getting my water goal and everything's fine. It's really just on the hard days finding time to get to the gym.
Yeah, water's still just hard to do. And I sometimes forget to read until I'm laying in bed about to fall asleep. So that's fun.
Yeah. I'm taking the reading as like 75 soft now. So I'm still reading like the self-help books
Mm-hmm.
for, but I had a novel in one of my series get re-released or get released.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been reading that because I'm trying to get through that book. Other than that, how was your week?
Oh yeah, my week wasn't great.
Why not?
Let's get into that later.
Okay. Well, that's a rough topic to start on. Good conversation, Curtis.
Hey, I just didn't text you about it. Is the thing.
Oh,
I mean, I kind of did,
yeah.
but yeah, that whole thing was
I can
not
start with
great.
I can start with my big topic for the week.
Yeah, let's go with yours.
So I did text you about it because Curtis got a voice recording for it yesterday, but I had to do a personality test for work, which I had mentioned last time, and it was the 35 or the 34 Strengths Finder, and my last strength on it was empathy, which I was so butthurt about it. Like it was to the point that the people like I made it known in the room that I was upset about the fact that this was that, because I feel like I'm like a decently empathetic person. Like my bottom like five were like, you don't care to include people, you have no empathy, you suck at communication, like stuff like that. And I was like, A, I'm the first person to make sure everyone's included. I was like, B, I feel everyone's emotions. I don't understand my emotions, but I feel everyone else's. And then I was like, communication, like, yeah, I kind of suck at putting like my thoughts to words. But I was so mad about the empathy one. And then then the lady that was instructing the course came out and was like, so the way Strengths Finder works is the stuff at the bottom of your list will never be a strength. Like it's kind of like a natural instinct. Like there's no way to improve it. And I was like, well, that's shitty. Because you're going to tell me that I'll never be an empathetic person, even though I swear I'm empathetic. And do you know the TikToks that it's like, it went around right when COVID started, and it was where women would walk up to men and be like, "You look like you can't swim." Do you remember those?
I don't think I had TikTok back then.
Um, so it was like the TikTok, and people listening might remember it. It was like you walk up to a man and you're like, "You look like you can't swim," and the immediate reaction when you tell a man that they can't, like they look like they can't swim, it's like, why do I look like that? Why would you assume that? Or it's like you look like you can't ride a bike, and immediately they're like, why would you think that? Well, I can ride a bike. That's immediately what happened. It was like empathy's at the bottom of your list, and immediately my brain was like, why is it saying I'm not an empathetic person? I swear I'm an empathetic person. And it was made me so mad. But it all kind of makes sense because my top two strengths are um I don't know the words for them, but the first one is like I love deep connections with people, and my second one is that I collect a lot of data. So my rationale behind it is I don't understand people's emotions in the sense that emotions drive decisions I make. Like if we're talking one on one, I'm not going to let the fact that you're crying and you're upset impact the decision and my outcome. I'm going to have your past history drive that. So while I'm in my brain, while I am an empathetic person, and like I obviously, when people are crying they come to Jenna, when people are upset they come to Jenna, when people need advice they come to Jenna, like that aspect of it, but I don't let those emotions drive my decisions.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah, doesn't that make sense?
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was how my week went. I had that Thursday, and it was like it was the running joke of my team because when I got my fine, so the way they give you your results, it says like strengthen, but when it means strengthen, it means those are your top strengths. But my brain thought it meant those are things you needed to strengthen, which that would mean the end of your it would
That
mean
makes
the end of your
sense.
list would be the things you're strong in, which mine was empathy. So I got the results and I sent it and I go, wait, is the top five what you need what you need to work on or what you are good at? And everyone was like, Jenna, you're just trying to make the rationale for you. being normal. So then I told my boss, and I was like, literally, empathy was dead last. So for the whole beginning of the week, it was like the running joke of like, Jenna's a robot, or Jenna's not empathetic, or we need to have empathy. And it was like the running joke of everything.
It's always fun.
Right?
Yeah, we so I started going I don't know if I remember if I told you this one. I started going to the gym with one of my coworkers.
Mm-hmm.
It just kind of randomly happened one Sunday, ran into her there, and then we just kind of started going from there. Um, so we started going a bit more. We went, what day was it? Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday morning. We went at 6:30 because we were going to the office and try to get there by like 8:30ish. Um, most days if we go in. Um, so we go to the gym. We basically just walked on the treadmill for 45 minutes because I was in a lot of pain. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I guess context for that. The one good part about my week was I went snowboarding this week. Um, it was fun. I'm gonna do it again. I don't know when, but I hurt myself. Just like bumps and
You hurt
bruises.
yourself last year too.
But this one's different. This one's not like muscular pain. This one is I fell and my knees are swollen
Oh, geez.
from bruises. But other than that, I did pretty good, you know? I think third time's the charm. I go on again. I think I'm going to get it this time.
Did your sister go with you this time?
She did, and I did better than her.
Where did you go snowboarding?
So it's like a 2 hour drive away. It's a long drive. Otherwise, I'd probably go on again relatively soon, but it's a
Mm-hmm.
long drive. They have a
Yeah.
deal. It's $40 for lift ticket and rentals, and then 15 for a helmet, so it's like $60
Okay.
for a full day, and that's like Monday, Tuesday,
Yeah.
Wednesday. So I mean, you just kind of go, and it's cheap. So that was nice. But
Yeah.
anyway, so back to the gym. I was sore. I didn't really want to do anything, so we just walked on the treadmill for 45 minutes, and we just gossiped
Mm-hmm.
about like work and work things, and such. I don't want to go into details about that because one, I don't remember, and two, I probably shouldn't.
Yeah, you
Uh,
probably shouldn't.
so we're in the office. Me and that coworker have a meeting at like 10:30 that we have to talk to someone that we really don't want to talk to. So I walk over to their office and I'm like, hey, you want to just go over here at 10:30 when we have that meeting? And she's like, oh yeah, we do have that. And then our interim manager for like our whole department, her manager is in there with her, and she goes, oh, does he know about the meeting? Because I was out the day before when that came through. She goes, yeah, we talked about it at the gym this morning. We're gym buddies. She goes, oh, that's nice. I go, yeah, we talked about it during
Mm-hmm.
our old lady gossip session. Because, you know, that's what old ladies do. They go on walks and they gossip. So now she's
That's also
concerned.
what like most women do.
Yeah, she's concerned that the two youngest people in our office are acting like the oldest people. So, you know, there's that.
Yeah. Hey, that's like the best thing to do though. That's what we do at work.
Oh,
If
yeah.
like we'll have like quote unquote like outside breaks and we go for walks and just gossip.
We just close the door if we need to gossip.
Yeah, we could do that too, but then you like getting fresh air. It's like kind of nice.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
Yeah.
It's like recess,
Yeah.
outside time.
Yeah. I was talking about someone, I don't know who it was and I don't know when it was, but we were talking about going to the gym and they said that their favorite thing is going to the gym with other people because it kind of gives you a person to talk to. And I realized that like I go to the well, in the conversation I was like I go to the gym by myself and it's I don't want people to talk to me at the gym. I don't want to be there talking to people. I just want to get my stuff done in and out. Like it's not a social hour for
Hmm.
me. I think it like is my sanity.
I agree with that. That is mainly how I was. I do enjoy going with someone, but I do also kind of miss the alone time. But being that 7 o'clock, the gym is absolutely dead.
Yeah.
Having someone else there is really nice.
At 7 a.m.,
7 a.m. Yeah.
I just am not a morning workout person.
Neither
I
am
feel like we
I.
talk about working out a lot and it's like we're not the most fit people, but it is a part of our lives, so it's a part of the podcast. But yeah, I just the idea of waking up at 7 a.m. and working out makes me
Listen, we're not either, but when the gym has 20 people, maybe at 7 a.m. and 40 people any other time of
yeah.
the day, you go at 7.
Someone I work with is trying to get me to go to Lifetime. Do you know what Lifetime
Oof.
Fitness is?
I've heard of it. I know I've heard of it, and
It's
I know
very
it's expensive.
expensive, very expensive.
Mhm.
And him and his wife go, and he's trying to get. I don't know if he's saying it as a joke, but he's brought it up like multiple times. And I was
He's
like,
hitting on you.
no, 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 no. He has like a happy wife and having a kid and everything, but he wants to like start working out again. He knows I work out, so he's like, let's go to the gym together. Come get a membership at Lifetime. And I was like, I think you're in a different tax bracket than I am. like
How
I,
about we get memberships at Planet Fitness? It's $10 a month.
I like really like my gym is small, but I really just enjoy the gym I go to. It has a lot of young kids, not young kids. They're like high schoolers, but they don't bother me. I don't bother them, and I just get what I need to done.
Mine also has a lot of young kids. Um, really depends on the day if that number of kids bothers me. If like I'm there and they're there and I'm trying to get in and out, the number bothers me. If I'm there and I can take my time, the number doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
So I mean
Yeah.
that's how I
I
judge if I
think
like kids or not.
I want I want a gym. It would never happen because I don't think it can happen in our world today, but I would love to go to a gym that's all women and that has an age limit. You have to be 18 or older to go in.
Oh, I was gonna say the all women gyms exist.
There's no all women gyms near me. There's gyms with all women rooms,
Hmm.
but the issue with them is the all women's rooms have 5 and 10 pound dumbbells and yoga mats. Yeah, get your
That's kind
chuckles out now.
that's kind of funny.
But like you like use like that's
No,
an
I get
issue.
it.
That's I was gonna use a curse word, but that's like not right.
No, I mean I get it.
I just especially so my gym has a lot of young kids, but when I first started going to my gym, it had a lot of older people, and it was it's difficult working out around men our age and within 10 years of us because they just aren't the being a female in the gym. They just like either look at you weird or you make like it's there's this weird thing about it, and I would just going to an all women gym would make my life so much easier. Not that like I understand that you still get hit on in all women gyms and stuff, but I feel like there's not the predatory sense that comes with being in my gym right now sometimes.
I don't know how to respond to that.
Because you go to Planet Fitness.
I do,
Just kidding. I think the Planet Fitness near me is worse because it has like weird
probably.
people.
I was I was doing preacher curls the one day, and this guy, he's an older guy. I'd say probably like 50s. Um, and he's on the bicep machine behind me, where you just kind of sit there and your arms are at your sides, and then like you curl like that. And I just kind of hate it because I don't know. I don't like the way that it like I have to grab it to like get it up to start it. And so I'm doing preacher curls. I like preacher curls. I get up, I turn around, and he does this like the almost like I need to talk to you because you did something like finger like come here, and I'm like I'm not gonna say what I said in my head. What does this guy want? I take my AirPod out. I'm like, what's up? He goes, you want to save your rotator cuffs? I was like,
Oh,
sure.
no.
He goes, do this machine instead of that one. I stopped doing that one, and I don't have any pain like through my rotator cuffs anymore. I'm like, yeah, I don't like the way that one feels. I just can't get it right. I think it's something like the Myers. He goes, oh, that's really weird. I was like, yeah. He goes, well, if you're like trying to crank, you probably just have too much weight on it. I'm like, yeah, that's the problem. Totally not the angle that you have
Yeah.
to have your arm out at in order to curl it up. That doesn't. feel great on my tricep after I've been, destroying my tricep in the same day, I totally won't just do preacher curls, where the only way that you hurt your uh, rotator cuffs is if you do it wrong.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how
Also,
you hurt your
you're
rotator cuffs.
also you're a 24-year-old boy. Trust me, your rotator cuffs are fine.
Well, mine might not be, but
No,
that's a
yours
different
are
story.
perfectly fine. You need to
Mm,
like severely work your body out or do something like in very, very poor form for your rotator cuffs to actually be in pain, like have an
I
issue.
was just going to say that javelin might have destroyed them at
My
some point.
dad, when I think I started going to the gym when I was like 13, 12 or
Hmm.
13. My dad started going to the Planet Fitness with me, and after like 3 or 4 times, he was doing. My dad is a commercial fisherman. He works out for like 5 hours a day, pulling on a clam brake, which is essentially like I don't know. It's like what is the thing where you shoulder shrugging, like 75 pounds going against the ocean. Like
I
it's an
love
intense,
shrugs.
well, it's an intense workout,
Oh
and
yeah.
so he started going to the gym with me, and then he ended up having to stop because he tore his rotator cuff, and they were like, you only tear this muscle when you're purely overworked,
Yeah, that makes
or you
sense.
do wrong form.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I mean, if you heard it on preacher curls, I don't know how you do that.
yeah. I also just I
Like,
people need to mind their own business.
yeah, no, I was
I said
I was a
it
little annoyed at that.
I said it in like one of the previous podcasts as well. In the gym, unless someone is asking you for advice, don't help them. You don't know what they're doing. You don't know what they're doing and why they're doing it. Realistically, unless they're actually going to physically harm themselves, you should not step in the
Yeah,
way. And I believe in that.
yeah,
I stick to that firm.
no, I agree.
I I run on the treadmill barefoot, not barefoot, in my socks. It's pretty normal. I come home and I take my socks off. It's not dirty. They don't track dirt anywhere. Everyone thinks it's weird, but I also go to a gym that's like for people that kind of do weird things when they lift. It's 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 a gym for power lifters and that type of thing. So
Hmm.
me walking in the treadmill and with my socks on is pretty normal. But if I did that in Planet Fitness and someone walked up and they were like, "What's the point of that?" There's a reason why I'm doing it. Like it's not because I just think it's fun. Like,
No, someone would come and tell you put shoes on because you're not allowed to be barefoot or not wear shoes at Planet Fitness.
really?
Yeah.
Everyone,
Otherwise, I would probably actually squat and actually try to deadlift, even though there's
yeah.
only Smith machines. I would still try to, but I don't want to have to take an extra pair of shoes to change into so that I can squat or deadlift because I cannot squat or deadlift in sneakers.
Yeah, everyone in my gym like does something in socks or like
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's very normal, but everyone looks at me like I'm psycho.
If you've actually lifted before, it's very normal. If you haven't lifted
Yeah.
before, it's psycho.
Yeah.
Like
I
anybody
also
at
just
Planet
hate
Fitness would think we're
shoes,
psycho.
which is a
Me
whole
too.
different topic outside the gym. Like I started wearing slippers and I can do slippers, but like sneakers, work shoes, I would just rather be barefoot. Like I just
There are some situations where I agree with that. I don't outside of my house, but inside of my house, I do not like to wear shoes.
yeah, like I even in the morning, I walk out to the car in I walk out to the car barefoot. There was 6 inches of snow on the ground 2 weeks ago, and I walked out to the car barefoot.
Hold on.
Yeah,
Hold on.
yeah.
Are you not one of the people who would yell at me for wearing flip-flops in the middle of winter?
No, no. And I'm super self conscious around the people that would yell at you when I go and visit them because I, I wear socks now because my feet are always cold, but I was never like a sock girly. So,
I
like
hate
when I
socks.
lived my senior year with everyone that I lived with, I would walk around barefoot because it was normal to walk around your room barefoot. And the comments of, oh, your dogs are out. I am in a pub. I'm in my bedroom. My feet are allowed to be out. Or I'm in our suite. My feet are allowed to be out. No,
I
I.
would never wear like I would never go true barefoot in my dorm just because I didn't trust how clean it was. If I had lived in a place like you did, yeah, I probably would have.
Yeah, I
But I just
really just
never.
hate shoes. No, I would
I
not
don't
yell at you for
disagree.
wearing flip flops. I grew up in a house like my dad wore flip flops or wears flip flops 80% of the year, and my neighbor used to shovel his yard in shorts and flip flops. Everyone I knew wear flip
Fair.
flops. It wasn't a weird thing till we got to college.
Yeah, no. I got asked by my family to stop wearing flip-flops everywhere.
Really?
Yeah, they don't like it. They think it's weird.
I just don't think it's weird.
It's really
I
not. It's comfortable.
yeah.
Now, like I draw the line at snow. Like if I have to
See,
walk through snow, I'm not putting
I
them on.
there's a logical reason as to why I walk to my car barefoot in the morning, even if there's snow on the ground. I wear heels to work.
I was gonna say, is it because you wear heels?
Yeah, and even even like the non-heels dress shoes that I wear, I can't
Mm,
drive in them. So why would I put on my shoes to get and take them off when I get in my car? And I understand people have driving shoes for this reason. Everyone I work with wears Hey Dudes for it. Why would I buy a pair of shoes just to drive?
I don't disagree.
So I drive barefoot, which is apparently illegal in the state of New Jersey, which I've
That
never
doesn't make
ever worn
sense.
shoes. I
That
like,
that seems like the state where it would make the least amount of sense to make that a law.
yeah, I
I
never
mean,
wear
it's
shoes.
obviously the state where you'll probably get in trouble for it the most, but it doesn't make sense to, you know, make it a law in
I
a
agree.
beach state.
I agree.
All right, here's a question that's come up from TikTok over the past couple days. Are you a big light or little light person?
Big light or little light?
I didn't know this was a thing until recently.
What do you mean?
Like big overhead like ceiling fan light or only like little lamps?
Um,
Like do you predominantly only turn on lamps or are you someone who turns on like the overhead light?
so we don't have lamps in my household. We only have overhead lights.
Neither do we.
But
Well, that's not true.
I
We have
don't turn
lamps.
my lights on. I'll turn them on at night so I could see, but for the most part, all of the electricity's off.
Interesting.
Like during the day, all the windows are open. Everything is natural light. There's not a light on in my house.
Yeah.
At night, I keep like one distant light on. So like right now, I'm sitting in the living room. The kitchen light's on, and it's lighting up the living room. So I
So little
probably
light.
am a lamp person, but we just
Yeah.
don't have lamps. But also the idea of lamps, unless they're Alexa, where I'm like, Alexa, turn the lamps on, the idea of going around and individually turning every light off
No, I'm not
seems
saying
a little
like that. I'm just
tedious.
saying like lamp was just what I like use as an example.
Yeah,
Think of
I'm definitely a little
like the
light.
string lights that people would put up around their dorms, like the classic ones.
Oh, yeah, I did have them, so
I did
probably
too.
little light.
I miss them. They
I
were cozy.
don't. I don't at all.
I Mine depends on the time of day. Like,
Yeah.
am I trying to relax? If I am, then you know what, little lights. If I'm not, big lights.
Are you a sleep in the pitch black person or have some
Yes.
sort of light? Me too. I'm asleep. I need to be pitch black.
I mean, no, like I have a tiny nightlight, but I don't need it. I just have it on so I can see if I wake up.
Yeah, my I have an alarm clock and the lights on the alarm clock are on the lowest setting and they're still too bright and they're messing with my sleep, I think. I like keep putting a pillow over it, which
I
defeats
don't
the
know if I'm
purpose of
that
the alarm
extreme,
clock.
but I do prefer to sleep in more darkness than not darkness.
Yeah.
It's been really warm and I hate it at night. Let me
Like
clarify
heat
that.
on your house?
What?
I said like the heat in your house?
No, like the outdoor temperature has just been making my house really warm at night.
Oh.
So, I mean, it's 32, so it's not like cold this time of year.
32
That
is
doesn't
pretty
sound
damn
right.
cold.
Yeah, but it's not as cold as it could
32 is
be.
freezing. That's 0
Yeah,
Celsius, right?
yeah, 32 is the temperature the water freezes at. Um, but it could be colder, and my house is warm. And it's being like really warm, so I'm like getting summertime sleep right now, which isn't good for
Fair.
me because I know I haven't talked about it here yet. My summertime sleep is the weird, hyper realistic dream sleeps that just I don't sleep well during them.
Your summertime sleep? Is it because your body's hot?
Yeah. Did we? I swear I've told you this before. I know I've told you this before.
No, I've never heard of this, but I relate. But I take better naps when I'm really, really warm.
I like being really cold when I sleep because of the whole thing. But it sucked my senior year of college because I couldn't turn my heat off.
Hmm.
Like, never.
Yeah, I
So
remember
I was
that.
just sweating profusely, and my fan wasn't good enough. So it was just, you know, sleep, wild dream after wild dream, and
Yeah.
sleep did not want to happen.
Yeah, I did not know that, but I think like from what I know is if I'm napping in like sweatpants, sweatshirt, socks because I like my body when I nap. If
Hmm.
I'm like sweating when I wake up, I know it was a good sleep. But if I'm going to bed, it needs to be freezing cold so I can have a ton of blankets because it's like the weighted blanket aspect. I want like 6 blankets on me.
I'm. I don't know how to feel about the fact that you said that if you sweat, it's a good sleep.
I don't know why. It's just every time I wake up from a nap and if I'm like super warm, I'm like wide awake and ready to go after. But if I wake up from a nap and I'm like shivering, it's that happens when I'm sick. So if I'm sick, I get really really bad cold sweats and I can't get warm and I will never sleep with it. Like I can't take naps when I'm sick. I know it doesn't make
I,
sense. It's kind of crazy.
I hate sweating when I sleep.
Yeah.
That's like my least favorite thing.
Yeah.
It's
I've
very
never
weird.
like actually explained that to anyone. Now that I'm saying it out loud, it's kind of like weird.
Talking about naps.
Yeah. Um, we were talking about something and oh, I have a topic.
All right.
So in the past 3 days, have started looking at apartments to move out.
Oh,
Not that I'm moving out anytime soon. So I don't, have I told you that I'm surprising my best friend with a trip for her birthday?
no.
So, I don't know if she listens to the podcast. I don't think she does. You should probably, um, I'm going to talk about it and then I'm going to pray she doesn't listen to this podcast. Um, so my best friend, she's been talking about going on vacation to this.
How about
I'll
you
be.
just say if it's you,
Please, please
turn
stop
off.
listening. Um, so I'm surprising my best friend with a trip to a location that she's been asking to go for a while. So it's like wineries and that type of stuff, and it's for her birthday. Because I don't
This
see
is
her
not the trip
often.
I
I
thought it
see
was.
her. What trip did you think I was talking about?
I thought you were talking about the one that you didn't want that the one person wanted to go on, but you were like, no, I don't know, the third wheel trip.
Oh, to Cincinnati.
Yeah.
I was fine with doing that one, but no, we're not going to Cincinnati. It's another place that she's been asking about, and she's been saying, "Oh my God, we're going to the Finger Lakes in New York," um, and I booked an Airbnb,
Hmm.
and it's so her both of our birthdays are in March, so realistically it would have been smart to go in March, but I want to make it a little bit bigger because we've never really done something for our birthdays and we've never gotten gifts or anything. So I was like, I'm not going to half ass it. So
Hmm.
our friend group from college, I bought an Airbnb for 10 people and we are all going for her birthday. She does not know that yet. If she listens to this, god darn. But I just have to talk about it. So I bought this Airbnb and it's in June and I know if I move out before then, I won't have enough money to live and pay for this at the same time because it's gonna make a big dent. So I'm giving myself. I was like, I think I should move out around. If I still die hard, I'm moving out around September, because that gives me time to do my trips, travel as much as I can over the summer, and then come back and figure it out. But yeah,
I
I
don't
don't
know when
know.
I'm doing that.
I don't know. I like so what sparked this um is one of the girls that I work with. I've since I was a little kid wanted to live in New York City, and I just keep pushing it off, and I think I've convinced myself that I want that like I think I've brainwashed myself into thinking that I don't want to live in a city and that I want to live in like the farm country or something. But in
Hmm.
reality, like my brain is like, you've wanted to live in New York since you were a little girl. You are 23, like it's your time, or whoa, I'm turning 24. It's your time to do this. And then the girl that I work with is, she just booked, she just signed a lease for a house in Jersey City or like Hoboken.
Oh, is that
And
why you asked me to move there?
yeah, because it's so like if I get a roommate, it would only be like 13 to 1400 a month. But if I'm by myself, it's gonna be like 2 grand to 2100. And
I don't think you know how much I make.
I do know how much you make, but I was just like, it's in New York City, so if you got a job in New York, you'd be making New York salary. But
And then I gotta pay New York prices.
well,
And
this is
unlike
New
you, I don't have the
Jersey.
bargaining chip of I make this much already.
This is New Jersey though. I don't know. I'm like in my I think it's I've reached the point that I'm like I'm 24. Like in my brain I'm like I'm 24, you can move out, you're okay, you can fly on your own. But then also I still want to travel, and like one of the girls I work with, I was talking to her, and she lives in Hoboken right now, and her rent is like astronomical. And she lives by herself in a studio, and she was saying how she can't afford to travel right now. Like all of her money goes to her rent. And I was like, I don't want to get to that point. Like I don't want all my money to go to my rent, but I also want to move out.
I mean, I know people paying 1,200 for rent in my area, and I can't fathom that.
1200.
1,200.
Really?
Yeah, I couldn't fathom that.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm as it's not nothing new on the podcast, but I'm a very very like the facts need to add up type person. So
Mm.
right now I'm going to track my next 3 months of expenses, paychecks and stuff, and then instead of so right now I do like I split my paychecks through savings accounts, but I don't, I just throw money in my savings. I don't really equal it out. I'm like, this chunk goes here, this chunk goes here, this chunk goes here, and I pay my bills. Um, I'm gonna like take. I'm gonna start by saying I'm gonna do this much in rent, and then put that in my savings, and then see how much I have left over, and track it that way to see if I could feasibly live on my own. I don't know.
I mean, you could just work it out with a spreadsheet,
I know,
and then you
but
don't have to do it over time.
yeah, but I think I have 6 months. I gave myself till
Yeah.
September, so it's not that big of a deal. Where I have 9 months.
I
Yeah.
mean, are you counting just rent, or are you counting everything else included with rent?
I did rent and utilities. So I did,
Not food.
I, I did no, in my brain I did, 2,000 for rent and then 500 for other utilities. Which I know it'll be more, but I don't know how much more. I have to have conversations for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's all my updates.
Yeah.
You said you have
Makes sense.
something you want to save for later in the episode. Well, we're 45 minutes in, so spill it.
We are 45 minutes in. It was just that no good, very bad, terrible, horrible day. This is what I tried to name this one. The thing that I had messaged you about. I think it was like 2 nights ago. You don't
Mm.
remember.
Mm-mm.
I'm trying to make sure nobody else is up. Um, when I was just hanging out down here,
Oh, your mom.
and yeah, that one.
Mm-hmm.
That didn't end well for me.
Really? Why?
Uh-huh. I spiraled after it.
Why?
Just
Okay, we
I don't
need some
know.
background. You can't like
Yeah.
we
Anyway,
are
I
publicizing
was
this.
going to. I was
Um,
going to, and then you started asking me questions.
yeah.
So, was hanging out down here. Mom comes
Down here,
down.
meaning his office in his basement. Okay, keep going.
It's my little space, my little corner. Um, the mom comes down. She's trying to figure out her stress, and she says to me something along the lines of, one of the things that really stresses me is that I don't think you're doing enough to propel your career forward. And she has no idea what that means. I have no idea what that means. But I basically took that as you're a disappointment, um, because you're not going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have a plan. What are you doing? Like, I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know how else to take that.
And
And
then
it
you
just kind of,
spiraled.
yeah, because, I'm the disappointment.
I don't think she put her words properly. I think
No, she did.
I I hope she didn't. In the bottom of my heart, I think your mom is a better person than that. I don't think that is what's causing her the stress on like it's not the in the aspect of you failed type stressor. I think as a parent,
It's where I'm not where she wants me to be, and that stresses her out.
I don't even think
And the
it's
fact that
that.
I'm
And
not taking steps
obviously,
to get where she wants me to be.
I don't think it's that. Obviously, I don't have kids, so like I don't know what this aspect is, but I'm around a lot of people that have kids. So I would say it's not as much as you're disappointing her, it's she's seeing what it's costing to live a normal life and seeing what it's and then comparing you to other people our age, which you're in a very different industry than most people our age. And also, you're not making a lower salary than 85% of the population.
No,
Every
she's
person I
comparing
know
me
that
to
comes
my
out.
sister.
But also your sister, okay, I don't even want to hear any more about your sister, and I'm sorry if she ever listens to this, but
No, I
it's the
know.
most infuriating thing. Defensive Jenna is coming out. I am so sorry. It's just I'm so frustrated because I'm protective over my friends and this is like drastically hurting you and it's coming from people that like are meant to be there and uplift you and stuff and I 100% think your family's are good people, but also at some point you have to stop comparing your kids. Like stop they have to realize that you guys are two very different people and your sister's still in college. She is not making an income. She didn't graduate yet, right? She's a senior?
No, she graduates
She,
December.
she, your sister has not started making an income. Your sister has not seen what it's like in the real world. And she's in the medical industry. No matter what she does, she could end up being a nurse and make the same amount that you're making and work quadruple the hours. Love nurses, but like
No, she'll come out of college making more than me.
you never know that. And
I
I'm no, you don't know that because there's no possibility. It might take her a year and a half to find a job. I'm sorry to say this, but the comparing your two kids is like it's going to tear your family apart and the fact that your mom can't put her words together properly enough to not use the term disappointment when she talks about you is sad
She's
because
never used that word, but she would never say she used that word even if she did. Just
saying
like how she never calls me fat. She says you look heavy.
saying that you're the stressor in her life because you're not doing enough for your career. Curtis, you're pursuing an MBA.
Yeah, but I don't have a daily goal.
It does not matter. You're pursuing an MBA. You're working 40 hours a week. You're coaching. You're working at basketball. You're working out. You're living your life. At some point, you have to look at everything you're doing in your day to day and realize that you are doing enough.
I know I am. I've given up on that. But I talked to my dad about it because he's having other problems. Um, and he's like, that's not what she means. She just feels like you don't have anything to be accountable for. I'm like, I mean, I'm accountable for myself, and that's all I need to be accountable for. He goes, yeah, but you're not accountable. I'm like, I still don't get it.
Yeah.
What do you, what do you want?
Back before I went on my defensive tangent, I was gonna play devil's advocate and say I think your mom is just scared of you growing up in this world, making the money you do in an industry that does not make a lot of money, and seeing how the cost of living is. But No, after hearing all this, I just don't think so. I think your mom is trying to force you to be something that you're not. And I think you're going to have to fight every day to continue to do what you love and not end up whatever would make money, because I think if it was up to her, you would just chase the funds instead of being in HR or talent development or talent
I mean,
acquisition, whatever you want to call it.
I don't really like, not that I don't like, I enjoy it. It's not where I want to stay forever, recruiting. Um, but I would like to make more money.
Yeah, well,
And I know that
everyone would
I'll
like to make more
never
money.
make the money that I'd like to make in this kind of position.
I just beg to differ. Literally, we have people at my company that are making high six figures right now, and they started off as consultants without a college education. I think if you wanted to make money and in this industry, you'd figure out a way.
Yeah, but I don't think I could live where I'd want to live.
Yeah, I don't think you could live in central Pennsylvania.
Mm-mm.
But it's also such a niche. It's also such a niche thing that, like, living in central Pennsylvania, you have to understand that the jobs you
Hmm.
want are going to be corporate positions. Most times, you need to live near a city for these high corporate positions that are going to pay a lot of money.
I'm aware of what I need to do in order to make what I want to make, but I just don't know if that's what I want to do. Like I don't think it's worth it for me to go to these places where I could probably make the money, but hate where I live. Like, is that worth it? Probably not.
No.
But I would like to make more. I just know that I'll never be able to make the money that I want to make here, and I don't think I'll ever move for that.
I also think you're chasing the dollar. Like, even when you say you compare your cost your paychecks to, like, your salary to my salary, you have to understand the cost of living differences between our two
Oh, I'm aware of
places.
that. I'm just saying
Like, yeah, my
that.
salary's high, but I also get, like, taxed like a M or F'er.
Oh, you want to talk about fucking tax? You want to talk about
You're
taxes?
okay.
No,
Yeah.
no. This one made me mad
Oh,
because
I did want to leave this for the episode. You said you got fucked over in taxes, right?
yeah, I did. I got my bonus this week. My bonus was supposed to be $2,500. I was really proud of that because last year I only got seven hundred
You get
dollars.
like 12, if that.
Yeah, I got 15.
Yeah, that's what happened to me last
If
year.
it came out to the way I had done the math was that, and this is just the way my brain thought about it. I got my bonus, and then I got $300 to pay. That's how I did the math,
Yeah.
not my pay and then $1,500.
That's
And
what
I
happened to
was
me
just,
last year. Last year I got a decently large bonus, and it came back to like 60% of it was taken in taxes.
yeah. As soon as I saw it, I called my dad. I'm like, this doesn't seem right. And he goes, well, what are the taxes? I'm like, oh, I forgot about taxes. I'm not getting that one this year though. I can tell you I'm gonna get like $500 this year.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. I'm like behind, and it sucks because my bonus is based off of how many fills I get,
Mhm.
but I can't get fills unless hiring managers put in offers for me to do.
Yeah.
So my bonus is based off of other people.
Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah, no, and there's nothing we can do about it. People ask about it all the time. There's nothing we can do. Um, and it's just it sucks.
Yeah.
But yeah, taxes, man,
Taxes suck.
they really do.
They're the most infuriating thing in the whole world, and they also pause like your industry. For example, if I wanted to go and work in like the top tech industry and go to New York City, I would get double taxed because I get New York income tax and New Jersey state income and state tax because I live in New Jersey, so I get double tax because I'm working in New York. And it's like, what the hell?
You know, you know what my favorite tax is?
What?
The hey, you have a job. We're gonna tax you because you work.
Yeah.
I forget what it's called. It's like the right to work tax.
Yeah, they all suck. They all suck.
Yeah, that's my favorite one. I love that one. It's like, you're lucky enough to have a job. We're gonna
Or
tax you because of it.
the fact that like so I readjusted my savings accounts. So my 401k, I was doing a Roth, not a Roth
Hmm.
IRA, but a Roth 401k through my job. But then I
Hmm.
was like, someone talked to me and they were like, don't do that. Switch it to a pre-taxed. And they recommended I get a Roth IRA personal. So then I did
Yeah.
that and I was like, okay, this makes sense. You can only put 6K in your Roth IRA a year. That's stupid. Why can you control how much I invest in my retirement?
Because they know what people will do. They'll put it in there and then they'll take it out when they're at a lower tax bracket later on.
Well, I think it's stupid. You don't have control over my money. I should.
You know what's stupid is that part of my bonus got put into my retirement account
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
because it. Here's the worst part that my dad told me as we were talking about it. They have the ability to not have it do that and have it be taxed less,
Yep.
but they don't. They just do it all as one lump sum.
Yep. Because they suck.
They really do. There were people last year who lost money because of their bonus.
I just think it's more frustrating for us because we're on the lower end of things.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
this is where, like, I guess it's a political side, and, like, yeah, it sucks and everything.
I mean, even a couple of my coworkers ended like it was on Thursday that we all kind of started looking at it. I don't know if you're talking or not.
No, but it picked up one
Okay.
sec. There we go. There we go. Now you're good.
You just kind of stopped and I was like, oh. Anyway, so it was Thursday and we all had just taken a look to see what the final amount was and we had a meeting and I think we almost like checked around the same time because we joined the meeting and that was the first thing people were talking about was just, man, taxes suck.
Yeah.
And there's just, you know,
Yeah. But again, like, it only sucks because we're on the lower end that's feeling the taxes. Like, you look at your paycheck and you're like, wow, I lost $1,000 in taxes. I feel that. But when you get to, like, if you ever get to, like, be wealthy and have a business and stuff, like, you love taxes because you can do what you want with your money when you want to. That's a political rant. Like, for people, like, taxes suck for us because we feel the taxes coming out. If we got paid, if we were up there, we wouldn't care. You know what I mean?
nah, I'll still hate taxes.
Yeah, but if you do it right, you could pay. It'll come out that you're paying like 70K in taxes and be you getting taxed the same as you are now struggling as a 24-year-old. Because that's what you do. That's what they do as businessmen.
You know what? I'll have to find out.
I don't know.
You know what? That one went really smoothly, and we didn't do Monday, Wednesday, Friday because we haven't talked in a month.
Very true.
And I was trying to do my best to not bring up any problems to you because of the conversation we had last time, where you were like, Jenna just can't take everybody's stress on, and I was like, you know what? Just gonna hang out, and we'll see
Yeah.
what happens after.
This month, well, we talked. It was not a month. It was 20 days ago. Um,
That's almost the entirety of February.
True. I don't think. I just think my life recently has been super duper like. I used the word
I
last
hate
week,
it.
but mundane. Like, I'm just.
I'm doing a lot, but none of it's interesting.
Exactly. 100%. Also, because we're at the end of the episode, I'm just letting it run. I'll cut your
Mhm.
voices out. But, um, yeah, like, I think I'm so consumed with work and, like, the frustrations that I have going on at work, which I'm not going to talk about here. We could talk
Mhm.
about it at a later date. But I don't have time to be stressed elsewhere. Oh, I do have a major update. My friend from Texas
Oh.
is coming to visit me next weekend.
Oh.
She messaged me and was like, "I have flight points. Can I come visit?" And I was like, "Sure." So we're going to New York City, and she's here for literally one day.
Oh.
Yeah. Um.
Interesting.
Well, she flies up. I guess it's 2 full days, but she flies up late Thursday, and she's here Friday. Saturday we're doing New York City. Sunday she's flying home.
Hmm.
which I told her she's cutting it really close to Super Bowl time. I think the Super Bowl starts at like 6 or 7, and she's flying out at 3. So I was like, if you flew out any later, you'd have a really pissed Jenna on your hands. But other than that, like, I don't know. I'm too consumed with stressors and work to be stressed about anything else.
Fair.
Maybe besides moving out.
Nope. I'm good until the spring of 25. And then I gotta figure it out.
What, moving out?
Mm-hmm.
Why the spring of 25?
Because that's my move out date.
The spring of 25, you're getting booted?
Yeah.
To go anywhere.
That's my you're no longer allowed to live here date.
Okay, so then in the spring of 25, hopefully you're making enough that you can come move and live in the city with Jenna.
I want to move to Jersey City. Because what you have to also understand is that I have to then take however long it takes me to find a job over there.
True.
And you know how long that took me the first time?
True. The New York City job market is a lot different than the job market within 45 minutes of your house.
Oh yeah, there's way more people applying to them.
There's way more jobs.
Mm-hmm.
And consulting's huge, so people mass hire.
Fair. I just don't want to get stuck in like a recruitment firm, like someone we know.
Who? Their firm just closed. She got pushed elsewhere.
Yeah, I don't want to work for something like that.
Yeah.
Because that's commission based, and I don't want to work on commission.
I'm going to tell you exactly what I told Cheyenne. When you're in a pinch, you apply everywhere.
Oh, I'm aware. Listen, what do you think I did in college? But that's not what I want to do.
Yeah.
Some of my coworkers used to work for one of their like the same companies, like sister companies, just a different branch of them.
Yeah.
In our area, and the stories they tell are just insane.
The worst.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Do you want to?
All right, that's an episode.
Yeah. Do we want to close this out?
I think so. Unless you want to keep going.
No. You take it over.
I don't have anything to say. It was a lot.
Yeah, I feel like it was just a laid back, fun episode. I've been watching sports and we've just been talking, so I mean, just two conversations. I feel like the closing out is how we started. Our conversations went in circles and created confusion, and it's for their pure enjoyment. Right?
You said something. Discord cut out. I don't know what you said. Anyway, goodbye.